mysterious exit of a matriarch, late Madame Jemima Idowu Oyemade Akinyemi, started with the corpse leaving the Ogun State Teaching Hospital, Shagamu, to Reverend Melo Methodist Cathedral, Agbowa, Shagamu, Ogun State. Very Reverend Olufemi Ajao, in his sermon, asked of what the world would say about each and every one of us when we leave this sinful world. Madam Jemima has done her own and she has left, saying, "When it's your turn, what will people say about you?" Mama did well when she was alive. She loved Christ till eternity. He then charged the people of God to do good so that at the end, when they are called, people will talk good about them too. Thereafter, the thanksgiving of the deceased children was performed and coordinated by Very Reverend Olufemi Ajao. Ọba tí a wá àti èyí tí a mọ̀ bá yá. while the vote of thanks was said by the vicar of the church, Very Reverend Idowu, and they all left for late Madam Jemima Idowu Oyemade Akinyemi's residence at the back of Iwoluwo Palace, Iwoluwoja, Shagamu in Ogun State, to perform the earth-to-earth, dust-to-dust, and ashes-to-ashes rites, which was officiated by ministers from Reverend Melo Methodist Cathedral, Agbowa Shagamu.
Ọlọ́run aláàánú bàbá wa Jésù Kristi, ẹni tí í ṣe àjíǹde àti ìyè, ẹni tí ẹnikẹ́ni tí ó bá gbà á gbọ́ bí ó tilẹ̀ kú yóò wà láàyè, ẹnikẹ́ni tí ó sì wà láàyè tí ó bá gbà á gbọ́ yóò kú ikú àìnípẹ̀kun. Àwa fi ìrọ̀lẹ́ bẹ̀bẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ rẹ, bàbá, tí ó jí wa dìde kúrò nínú ikú ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ sí ìyè òdodo, nígbà tí àwọn bá fi ayé yìí sílẹ̀ lọ, kí a bá lè bá wa ní ẹni ìtẹ́wọ́gbà ní ojú rẹ, kí a sì ní ìbùkún nígbà tí ọmọ rẹ olùfẹ́ jọjọ yóò fi fún gbogbo wa, àwọn tí ó fẹ́ ọ, tí wọ́n sì bẹ̀rù rẹ, wípé ẹ wá ẹ̀yin alábùkún fún ọmọ bàbá mi, ẹ gba ìjọba tí a ti pèsè sílẹ̀ fún yín láti ìpilẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ayé wá. Bí èyí fún ni àwa bẹ̀bẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ rẹ, bàbá aláàánú, nípasẹ̀ Jésù Kristi Olúwa wa. Ọlọ́run agbára àwọn aláìlera, ìtùnú àwọn tí wọ́n kú fún ìbànújẹ́, ọ̀rẹ́ àwọn òrukàn, má jẹ́ kí ìbànújẹ́ borí àwọn ọmọ rẹ wọ̀nyí, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kí ìrora ọkàn má darí wọn kúrò lọ́dọ̀ rẹ. Fífúnni pé nípa sùúrù, ìrètí àti ìdàpọ̀ pẹ̀lú Kristi, kí wọ́n lè tẹ̀síwájú nínú ìsìn rẹ àti nínú ìwà bí Ọlọ́run, títí wọn ó fi lè ní ẹ̀kún iyè, àti nínú ìwà bí Ọlọ́run títí wọn ó fi ní iyè tí kò ní pẹ̀kun ní ìkẹyìn, nípasẹ̀ Kristi Ọlọ́run olùgbàlà wa. Àmín. Ní báyìí, àkọ́bí.
Yeah, normal. Okay, fine.
Àwa fi ìbùkún fún wọn fún ìṣẹ́gun náà lórí ikú àti ìsàkó tí òun ti gbà fún wa, àti fún gbogbo àwọn tí ó sinmi nínú rẹ̀. Àwa sì ń bẹ̀ ọ́ láti pa á mọ́ nínú ìdàpọ̀ pẹ̀lú gbogbo àwọn tí ń dúró dè ọ́ ní ayé, àti pẹ̀lú gbogbo ẹgbẹ́ ti ọ̀run, nípasẹ̀ Jésù Kristi Olúwa wa. Àmín. Àwọn ọmọ tó kù wá láti wá.
Wọ́n máa fún wọn kíní ni wọn ò lè kọjá ìyẹ̀pẹ̀ wà bẹ́ẹ̀.
kí oore ọ̀fẹ́ Jésù Kristi Olúwa wa, ìfẹ́ Ọlọ́run àti ìdàpọ̀ tẹ̀mí mímọ́ máa bá gbogbo wa gbé láti sin lọ àti títí láéláé.
Thereafter, all the guests followed the deceased children to Mercy Event Center, 14 Bolanle Avenue, opposite Coca-Cola Depot, at the back of Prudent Oil, Kara Shagamu. All roads which led to the event center for the reception were jam-packed with who is who in the society, creme de la creme, political icons, monarchs, business stakeholders, and hosts of others converged together to give their last respect to matriarch, late Madam Jemima Idowu.
Yeah, it's a joyful moment in the celebration of a loved husband, the life of our mother, Mrs. Jemima Idowu Oyemade Akinyemi. And as you can see, the event is greatly attended by the notables in the society, where we have the creme de la creme, the top notch, every corner of the world they have come to grace this occasion. It's indeed a wonderful one. It's a beautiful one where we see everyone enjoying themselves. It's really, really beautiful, and I'm glad to be part of this occasion. I remain yours for lasting for April 1 Event CB.
During the occasion, members of Young Men Christian Association and Young Women Christian Association of St. John Anglican Church, Ikotu, presented gifts of huge amount of money to the first son of the deceased and his wife, Mr. and Mrs. Benga Oyemade. Thereafter, the master of ceremony, MC Money, called the children one after the other to the dancing floor with their guests, which was performed with joy and happiness.
Oyemade aláṣẹ grace lamputi ó ṣe bàbá agbani lágbàtàn ọdínwé òbí dúró.
Children and families lauded late Madam Jemima Idowu for her good deeds and described how she would be greatly missed.
Anyway, my mother had 7 children and 3 boys, 4 girls. Actually, I miss her a lot because I learned a lot from her. One, you need to be honest and truthful. That is the lesson I learned a lot. And you should humble yourself. You don't need to compare yourself with anybody. Be yourself, and you will achieve great success. What I miss in her is her golden advice. Very good in advising, and she's a good prayer warrior. She can pray from now till tomorrow. She appreciates little things. Anything you give her, she will pray from now till tomorrow. And even next year, we say thank you for yesterday.
For our words of advice, opinion, caring, loving, and the inspiration implanted in me, and so much that I will always look for her. It can't be the same. I love her so much. She inspired me so much, and believe me, it's 1 in a million.
Idowu, the mama
Oyemade ó jẹ́ pé òbí kan tó jẹ́ pé ó láìkẹ́ ọmọ ẹ̀, ó dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé òbí kan tó jẹ́ pé kò sí nǹkan tá a bèèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀, ó kọ́ wa lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tó jẹ́ pé tóyàn bá dí òyàn gbọ́dọ̀ fún ní respect. Nígbà tí a wà lọ́mọdé tí gbogbo wa kéré, kò sí nǹkan tá a bèèrè lọ́wọ́ mọ́mí wa dẹ̀ tún máa fún kankan tó wa létí pé ká máa ní ìtẹ́lọ́rùn, ká dẹ̀ tún máa ní ìtẹríba. Anybody kò bá jẹ́ gbé ẹ kò bá má jẹ́ gbé ẹ, o gbọ́dọ̀ máa ní ìtẹríba fún. Ó dẹ̀ tó kọ́ wa lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ní pé gbogbo nǹkan tá a bá ní kó tẹ́ wa lọ́rùn, ká má nujú kòkò fún nǹkan ní nǹkan. Ó dẹ̀ tó kọ́ wa ní pé ká nífẹ̀ẹ́ ara wa dénú títí tó fi di olóògbé tó fi wà lọ́dọ̀ Akinyemi Ògúdàlù tó fi wà ń bẹ̀. Kò sí obìnrin kankan tó lè ní pé ìyá wa bà tòun jẹ́, kò dẹ̀ sí ọmọ kan tó lè ní pé ìyá wa ò láìkí òun. Kò sí nǹkan tá a lè ṣe nílé wa lákọ̀ọ́ká báyìí mọ́mí wa máa ṣaragíní tó jẹ́ pé gbogbo nǹkan náà kò bá já wa la ṣe o kò bá má já wa la ṣe, ìyá wa ní pé ọmọ òun ló ṣe.
Mo miss wọn tó pé wọ́n jẹ́ ìyá dáadáa sí mi, wọ́n dẹ̀ jẹ́ ìyá tó láàánú tó dẹ̀ ń tọ́jú ọmọ, tó kó ẹbí mọ́ra, tó kó ọ̀rẹ́ mọ́ra, tó kó ọmọ mọ́ra, tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ èèyàn dáadáa sí èmi nítorí pé èmi gangan ni last born ẹ̀ tí mo dẹ̀ rí pé kò sígbà kígbà tí mo kì í rántí wọn kó tó tó ọjọ́ ni tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé mo wà ní ilé mo rántí wọn tí máa ké tó jẹ́ pé nítorí náà gbà mí máa ń miss máwọn èèyàn tí mo kì í dá jókòó. Ìyá mi jẹ́ ìyá dáadáa tó jẹ́ pé ó ṣètọ́jú mi, ó rán mi ní school, ó fún mi lórúkọ lórí búkẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n back to Nigeria's last born. Títí aláyọ̀ rẹ̀ mọ́mí máa ń kọrin pa ní títí aláyọ̀ rẹ̀ yọ̀mùyọ̀yọ̀mùyọ̀ àrọ̀ rẹ̀ tí bá rántí orin màmá rántí wọn.
I'm going to miss her so much anytime I come home and visit her. The way she talks to me, the way she advises, the way she asks for the children. I remember when I first got into the family, she's the one that named me Ajokemi. And there was occasion when they were serving food and she said, "See Ajokeda." And the other people were telling her, "Ajoke, no, in the kitchen." I really appreciate her. We're going to miss her so much.
Mrs. Idowu Jemima was born in Shagamu on 15th November 1939 to the late family of Chief and Mrs. Efwakbe Awonusi. She was baptized at Methodist Church, Agbowa, now Reverend Melo Cathedral, Shagamu, on the 17th of July 1960 and had her confirmation at the same church. She was a humble, successful farmer who is into crop production, majorly in cocoyam and kola nut. On 30th January 1952, she got married to Mr. Obafemi Oyemade. She had a very beautiful married life, which was blessed with 2 children, Mr. Olugbenga Oyemade and Solomon Adeoye Oyemade. Unfortunately, she lost her husband, Mr. Obafemi Oyemade, on the 7th July 1956. In accordance with customs and tradition, she was betrothed to her husband's cousin, Mr. Akinyemi Akeju, in September 1957, who she had 5 children for, namely Mrs. Sadia Agbono, Mrs. Sakayatu Folake Sholari Pressy, Mrs. Adenike Adebayo, Mr. Owolabi Akinyemi, Miss Titilayo Shofukan. All her children are doing well in their various careers and blessed with many grandchildren, great-grandchildren around her. She was a devoted Christian and an active member of some societies in the church. She lived an exemplary life, a disciplinarian, and impacted positively on the lives of the children and people around her. She was survived by her children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and cousins. The music was supplied by the excellent band, compared by MC Money, and covered by April 1 Events TV.